God damn. Okay, I guess we got to talk about it.
Yeah, we got to get to it. Got to do it.
So it was great. We had a first play of the game was a false start. That was fantastic.
Phenomenal opening drive.
And then we had a 2-hour weather delay.
Is that all it ended up being 2 hours? It felt like it was longer than that.
Yeah,
It
well,
was
the whole
about 2
game
hours,
felt like it was too long, to be honest with you. A lot of throws. 2-hour weather delay. And went about what I thought. I think on Friday you could pull all the tape. I literally called everything that happened. They rolled over. They died. They couldn't stop anything. Their line play was terrible.
Yep.
You know my only takeaway?
What do you got?
Actually think Malik Murphy's really good, and I'm kind of questioning why he took the bag to Oregon State because I could think of a handful of programs that could use Malik Murphy.
Sure.
He just looks like somebody that should not be playing at this school in this situation. And, they didn't really accomplish anything. They scored super late. Their 14 points were literally in garbage time.
Yes, it was 45-0.
Also, their defense was absolutely tragic, and their special teams is become a joke. And Trent Bray in the postgame, even though there's no audio of it, basically said, "This is on me. We weren't ready." And I just thought it's exactly what I want to hear. But yeah. Any thoughts?
I mean, we'll get to this stuff throughout the week in the NFL, the teams that are desperate and 0-2, and you've mentioned off the air some of the gambling trends of 0-2 teams who are essentially playing for their seasons, and that could be a good team to bet on going into week 3 because they know it's all on the line, and if you fall to 0-3, your season is essentially over. There was the hope, I think, going into the weekend of you're going to get that level of spirited competitiveness. Doesn't mean you're going to win. Texas Tech's better than you. They spent more money than you, and the roster's, top to bottom, significantly better than yours. But will you see some fight? Will you see some effort? Will you see some grit and some toughness? And can you maybe drag it out into the deep end going into the second half? And the game's 28-0 at the end of the first half. You have defenders who are jogging after plays. On a 1st and 35, they gave up 40 yards, and you got guys just jogging after a screen. You had multiple times where it was down and distance situation was laughable that they allowed Texas Tech to convert. And then even just to add icing on the cake, I got to be honest with you, I didn't watch it live because we were running around and the game was delayed, so I went back and watched later on Saturday night. I didn't watch the second half because I didn't think the second half was worth watching, and I just at least wanted to see the first half. Mm-hmm. And the final imprint on my brain was the final drive of the first half. Can anybody explain to me what they were doing? I mean, the game's 28-0. You're not winning, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's also
you had a chance and you just completely bungled the clock.
You took a sack. You took a delay of game. Yep. You didn't try and spike the ball. You didn't try and throw a Hail Mary into the end zone.
Nope. He just let the clock wind down and go to the half.
Clock run out.
Yeah.
Down 28-0.
Yep. Also down 45-0, and he punted. And I just went, I don't care if they score another touchdown at this point, dude. Like, you cannot punt it. I always have that take in football. 1st and 35, 43 yards.
Yep.
3rd and 26.
Yep.
I believe that one was a touchdown.
I believe you're correct on that.
And 3rd and 22, first down, no problem.
Yeah.
I was done.
All of them like no touch, too. It wasn't like it was, oh my God, that's the most incredible run I've ever seen. It was like, did anybody even get a finger on him?
The Williams kid touchdown on 3rd and 26. I would advise people, if they didn't watch it and see it in real time, go watch the replay. I'd have to look. I'm bad with college football names. Too many kids transfer, and I don't want to dive into roster stuff. I just know, that group's good.
Yeah.
Go look at number 6 on Oregon State. He literally has a chance to hit the running back of Texas Tech, and he just pushes him, and the kid doesn't even move off of his run path and scores a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
Could
kind
have
of
just
effort
tackled him and took him out of bounds and, prevented it and slowed the touchdown from happening. They would have scored it anyway.
That's the worst case scenario because it tells you your team is quitting, and there's no reason to play with effort anymore because there's nothing to play for, and that's the worst spot that you could be in.
Look, OSU is largely cheap. I don't think they want to spend any money. We still haven't had a media deal announced. Everybody's bragging about that. Haven't had it announced yet. That feels like months ago. So I'm probably going to be wrong, but I hope I'm not. If they roll over this weekend and they get housed the way I think that they will, 55-10.
Houston, by the way, got a win at home over Colorado on Friday night.
Houston looked every bit the part of a team that beats you because if Fresno State beats you at home, so will Houston.
Yes.
I don't need 0-5 to know. This is bad. There's no indication. If you are a Trent Bray believer, I'd actually love to hear from you can you give me why?
Give me anything that's improved
literally anything.
Or that you can hang your hat on because there's nothing that has gotten better this season. And that is the most alarming thing of last year there was almost a bit of a A cop out isn't the right phrase, but like, all right, I get it. Like everything was bare,
You lost
everybody left.
everything.
Like I
Sure.
understand. I'm not throwing any expectations on you, and I wasn't expecting coming into the year they're going to win 10 games. I didn't put that on them and say anything less than that's a disappointment. But the start of the year, the defense hasn't improved that much. Special teams has been an absolute disaster, and they refuse to make a change there. They're hiking the ball with their normal center to their punter lined up 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
You might be
They
closer than
handed the
that.
ball to Texas
Yeah.
Tech at midfield twice because they've had back-to-back weeks now, full weeks of practice with their long snapper from last season to get something ready to go special teams-wise. They go 3 and out on their opening drive, and they punt it to Texas Tech at midfield, and they immediately score a touchdown.
You know what you need in the worst way is you need an absolute overhaul is how this feels. And so I'm watching a little bit of that Tulane and Duke game because the Duke quarterback went back.
Darian
and
Mensah was from Tulane. They paid him like $8 million for 2 years to go to Duke.
They bring in Retzlev because of the BYU stuff, and then he's had an awesome season so far. And John Summerall's a great coach.
Yes, he is.
But I'm just watching that game, not even from a great coach standpoint. I'm watching and I'm saying, I don't know what your future is. I don't even know if it's possible to do this. But you need a complete overhaul and teardown of your institution from your athletic program in the sense of you need to go study Tulane. And you need to say, if football's not being folded up and canceled, we need to matter. You can matter.
Yes.
You cannot tell me that Tulane doesn't matter. Tulane might be, I think they have Ole Miss this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that they do. That should be where game day goes, but they're going to Miami instead.
So, like, they might be able to beat Ole Miss. And Tulane is a very respected conference team. Like
they've been in a New Year's Six bowl game a couple years ago. They beat USC and Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley in the Cotton Bowl.
You need to go look at what Jason Eck is doing in year one at New Mexico, for God's sakes.
It is possible to do it at that level. Like, you don't compare yourself to the Oregons of the world. That's not who you're competing against.
No.
You're competing against other group of 5 teams, and you can be better than them if you hire right, you have the right people in your athletic department, and you're smart with your money. And instead, they're just being cheap and hoarding everything. The buyout for Trent Bray right now, I think, is $6 million.
That's all?
Or
yeah,
maybe
it has to be that.
It might have gone down because that might have been the first year of his deal. It might be down to 4.8 right now.
I mean, you have this war chest. You keep bragging about a war chest.
Hundreds of millions of dollars to spend. Like, now is the time. This is clearly not going in the right direction.
I also just say, I don't know if I'm 100% confident and excited about that guy making that hire.
No, that's a whole nother can of worms.
So
where's the trust level there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's there. And if the Oregon game goes the way we think it's going to go, and I have no reason to think it's not, boy, how bare is that Houston attendance going to be?
Yeah, I'm with you on Malik Murphy too. Like, I don't know how good or how high his ceiling is, I should say. He was handed a losing deck of cards on Saturday. He had no chance at success. They couldn't gain a yard on first down.
They were dropping passes left
and right
passes.
On him. It was ugly offensively, and it wasn't his fault.
I don't know. I don't think I have much more on that. That program is exactly what we said it was. They did exactly what we thought they would. And now they have Oregon this weekend, who's going to come home pissed off because they didn't play up to their standard.
Yeah, and a tune-up before Penn State.
If it got bad in Texas Tech, I don't know why it's going to get better in Eugene. So, yeah, any Trent Bray believers out there, I don't know what you see that I don't see, but I'd love to hear from you, but I don't think it exists anymore. So.